Powderham is really only about the castle. This is the home of the Earls of Devon, and the castle was originally built in 1391. I'll close up a little bit, so you can see it through the trees there. It was extensively renovated in Victorian times and is now open to the public. You can take tours. The area is really only about the castle and the houses of the workers that supported the castle, at least in the olden days. And when we get to the churchyard, we'll find that it's a lot of the Earls of Devon are buried there, the Courtney family. They're very picturesque here on the estuary. The churchyard has numerous memorials to the Courtney family, the Earls of Devon from Powderham Castle. There's a group on the left there, there's a large one in the centre, and on the right hand side there's a row of crosses. Just coming into view now, 5 of them. These are all for the Courtney family. We'll have a closer look as we go round. Immediately outside the main gate is the War Memorial. On the front face are the names of 9 men from this hamlet. They gave their lives in the First War. And on the right hand side are 4 more from the Second War. I've not been to this churchyard before, so we'll just have a wander through and pick out any interesting stones that we note. There are a couple here with the iron railings around them. This one to Caroline Jane, the daughter of William and Eliza Grayson of Ripon, 1854 to 1884, just 30 years old. And then the above Eliza, she died the same year, just 3 months later. And then beneath that we've got William. Next to that we've got a pair of stones. The first one here has become very weather worn. Not really easy to make out the surname. But if I pan right, we've got William Bessel Harvey. Close by is Henry Bean of Park Cottage. And just on the right of that is Elizabeth Bean. To the left of that is Henry Powell Bean, the beloved and only son of Robert and Elizabeth M.C. Bean, who departed in 1850, aged just 16 years. And further along the line we've got 2 more of the Bean family. Fanny Bean on the left and Frances Susan Bean, the widow of Robert Bean, who died in 1907. There's a metal memorial here. These are not common, and unfortunately, although the memorial is in one piece, there is no longer an inscription on it. And leaning against a tree is another metal one, and again no inscription left on it. Some of the older stones are covered with this rather colourful and picturesque lichen or lichen. Although it's rather picturesque, it does make the inscription quite impossible to decipher. A small stone standing beside the path, sacred to the memory of John Ellis, who died March 6, 1833, aged 67 years. There's a small area to the side of the church here with small commemorative stones, and these are normally for people who have chosen cremation but still want to be remembered in the churchyard. To one side of the door is a large horizontal table tomb, but the inscription is quite hard to read. The date did appear to be 17, possibly 27. And on the other side is another large table tomb, completely encased in these iron railings. And again, I'm not able to get an inscription from it. Just beyond the stones we can glimpse the river estuary. And between us and the estuary is the main railway line that all trains going down to the southwest of England have to use, down to Devon and Cornwall. This one at the back of the church, this commemorates Guy Hartley Watson, Lieutenant Colonel in the 3rd Dragoon Guards, who died in 1950, looks to be aged 80. And then his wife, Kathleen Nora, who died in 1963. There's a sizable area here, marked off by curbstones through the grass, and contains probably 10, 12 memorials. And I noticed that the surname is Courtney, which is the surname of the family that live in the castle, the Earls of Devon. A recent one here, 2015, moving across to 1998, and that's the 17th Earl of Devon. Just close up a bit for you to see that. And then on the foot of that stone, Camilla Gabriella Courtney, 2010. So very much a current used area of the graveyard. This is the CWGC War Memorial to Michael S. Gilbert, a sergeant. He was a pilot in the Royal Air Force, just 19 years old when he died in 1942. He was based up in Annan on the Scottish borders, and he died during a training flight over Cumbria. Apparently he flew into the ground, but in Cumbria, which is all mountains, I imagine it was a case of poor visibility and he crashed into the hillside. Anyway, a sad loss of life, just 19 years old. There's a number of gravestones in this area for the family of Godbeer. Lillian Jane Godbeer, 1942. George Lucas Godbeer, 1940. Another George Lucas Godbeer, 1959. This is the large cross memorial, which is to some of the Earls of Devon. This memorial is to Edward Baldwin Courtney, the 12th Earl of Devon, who died in 1891. And on this side it mentions Agnes Elizabeth, Viscountess Halifax, 1838 to 1919. And just above that, Elizabeth, Countess of Devon, 1867. And on the right hand side of a path we have a series of crosses, 5 of them, all the same size. And again, these are for the Courtney family from the castle. This one close to the church is Stella Beatrix Pym, late of Powderham Rectory, 1961. And another one close to the church wall where the incumbents like to be laid to rest. This is Julia Gertrude, the wife of the Reverend Charlton Chinner, rector of this parish, and then Charlton Chinner himself. You may have noticed, possibly from the sound effects, that it is now raining, but we'll carry on do what we can. Anne Cornell, 1901, aged 38 years. And then her mother, Mary Ann Cornell, she departed in 1908. Alongside there is John Cornell, 1878, aged 50 years. And Elizabeth, his daughter, died aged 22 years. And his son William, I can't make out his age, it looks like 20-something. Elizabeth, the wife of George Dart, died in 1901, aged 66 years, and their children, Charles, William and Sarah, but no dates given. Tucked away on the front corner, in memory of Constantin Baron Stale van Holstein, and then Sylvia, Baroness Steele van Holstein. Well, I'm going to draw that to a conclusion. It's only a very small churchyard. Sadly, the church itself is locked up, so we can't have a look inside. But it's a pretty little spot down here on the estuary of the Exe. And if you're coming down this way, it's worth spending a little time to just wander around this country churchyard. Well, that was Powderham, and I'm going to leave you now with the views of the wonderful Exe estuary, looking up the estuary now and across the river. Till the next time.